Hey, how you doing? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com, the website, the program that has helped hundreds of thousands of people to quit drinking and stay sober. And if you're worried about your drinking, then the only way to join this program is to first attend the free webinar. There is no quick and easy path into the course because I only want to work with people who are 100% committed to getting to the end of the journey. It protects the integrity of the course, it protects the success rate of the course, and it means that I'm not wasting my time working with people who are only doing it because something bad happened yesterday, or they woke up feeling terrible and decided to do something. So if you're committed to achieving sobriety, I want to help you, and I've got a great deal of success in helping people do that. Go to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, sign up for the free webinar. So today, exciting, I want to talk about a supplement that not only helps you stay sober, but also helps to repair some of the damage you've done. This supplement was something I mentioned in the book, Alcohol Lied to Me, 13 years ago when I first wrote it. It is a supplement I took during the process for myself, and it is one that, well, if you do the research, you're probably going to find you want to put it into your routine as well. I'll remind you at this point, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to give medical advice. I am here to tell you what worked for me and why I think it did. All right. That's the length and breadth of my experience here. And we're talking about omega-3, fish oil, basically, which has the active components of EHA, DHA, and we know that we need these things in our body. They're good for our hearts, they're good for our brain, but what is becoming more and more evident that they are very good at helping people with drinking problems. But more than that, I mean, we have these things naturally in our body, and we pick up these essential oils and things from our food, like oily fish and things like that, nuts and seeds. So we get this DHA and this EHA into our body naturally without taking a supplement. But here's the astounding thing. Alcohol, it turns out, is the arch nemesis of these important ingredients. They basically destroy them. So not only are you not getting enough, the amount you're getting if you're a drinker is being destroyed by the evil clown. Amazing. Let's look at the research a little bit and dig into it in a bit more detail. So first of all, let's talk about what alcohol does to omega-3, this substance that we need in our body. It helps us reduce inflammation. It keeps our brain healthy, keeps our joints lubricated and moving well. It's good for our heart. We know all these good things about it. But if you're not taking a supplement and you're just relying on your diet, if you also consume alcohol, you're eroding the slight benefit you're already getting. And this research here states that alcohol reduces the absorption of these essential oils. So the food you're eating, you're just not benefiting from the good stuff that's in it. It's going into your stomach, it's going into your intestines, and it's leaving your body before your body got a chance to absorb it. It involves increasing the metabolism of these substances. So if you're a drinker, this good stuff, this EHA, this DHA in your body is just getting annihilated. It's just getting burnt so quickly that you're not really benefiting from it because of the alcohol. And also, the final point it says here, competition for enzymes. Alcohol competes with omega-3 fatty acids for the same enzymes involved in their metabolism. This competition can further reduce the availability and utilization of omega-3s in the body. So, premise number one, omega-3s are destroyed by alcohol. Next thing I want to talk about is a bit of research here. This is in Science Daily, sciencedaily.com. These things are quite wordy, but I've highlighted the essential point here. Researchers found that there was up to 90% less neuroinflammation and neural death in the brain cells exposed to alcohol plus DHA than in cells exposed to alcohol alone. Think about that. Two people drinking alcohol, both of them doing harm to their brain, both of them destroying brain cells at a monumental level, because that's what alcohol does, right? But the one of them that is taking an omega-3 supplement is doing 90% less damage. 90%. This is not like, oh, it'll help a little bit. Look at that. So whether you are still drinking or whether you have quit, you need this stuff in your body. 90% is not a number that you ignore. Further research, this is from the National Library of Medicine, highly respected and referred to by doctors and clinicians. I've highlighted the salient point here. Several preclinical studies suggest that omega-3 might have protective effects related to the chronic exposure to alcohol. It has been reported that dendritic alterations of neurons in the nucleus accumbens, this is great language, resulting from chronic exposure to alcohol decreased significantly with omega-3 administration. All right, so look, here's the bottom line. If you're drinking or if you've gone sober after a long drinking career, you need omega-3 to mop up the damage and to protect you, all right? But there's more to it than that. Look, what's the average age of my member? What's the average age of the person who comes to my website and starts the course? It's around 45, 50, something like that. I can count on one hand the number of 20-year-olds that I've got doing my course. I can count on two hands the number of 30-year-olds. It's always people between 40 and 60 who come to me for help. Why? And the simple answer is that alcohol is like quicksand. It's not like heroin. You can get into serious trouble with heroin in a couple of weeks. If you do it intensively, you're going to be so hooked that the withdrawal, the kick from the drug will be so intense that you've got no way out. The only way out of that situation is to go through the intense pain of withdrawal. But that's not true of alcohol. You can drink it heavily for a decade and still not quite have a problem. Most of the people, in fact, probably all of the people who come to my website have had several decades of drinking experience behind them. They have put the effort in. They have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get there. And they are now at the point where they're up to their nipples in quicksand. And they're reaching out a hand saying, help me out. I've been trying to get out on my own and I just keep sinking deeper. That's essentially why. So nearly all of my course members are middle-aged. They're like me. I'm 50 next year. How ridiculous is that? And when you get to be this age in life, you've got to start thinking about other things. You've got to start taking your cardiac health seriously. You get to this age, the chance of a doctor putting you on a statin for your cholesterol is very, very high. Millions and millions of people around the world are on statins for high cholesterol. But here's the thing that they're discovering now. High cholesterol, especially the low density stuff, LDL cholesterol, which has been thought for years to be responsible for heart attacks and cardiac events. They're discovering it's not quite as simple as that. There are not just two types of cholesterol. There are not just high density and low density. In the low density bracket, there's another subdivision. There are large particles and small particles. And it is these large particles that cause the problems, cause the heart attacks, not the small particles. So statins are addressing one type. But actually, if you look at the data, statins do reduce your cholesterol, but they don't dramatically improve your chance of avoiding a heart attack. They're not super efficient at stopping cardiac events. All they do very well is reduce your cholesterol. What they're discovering now is that there is something else in your blood profile that is much more important than your cholesterol level, and that is your triglycerides. If you have high triglycerides, as is over 150, then you are almost certainly suffering with metabolic syndrome. And that means your chances of having a heart attack are dramatically increased. And what they've discovered recently is that omega-3 is very good at reducing triglycerides. It's very good at dealing with that fatty liver problem that a lot of problem drinkers have. If you've been a heavy drinker for a significant period of time, go and get your liver scanned. Go and get an ultrasound of your liver. And I'm willing to gamble that most of you will have some sort of fatty liver, because that's what alcohol does. It creates fatty liver. And that's not a good situation to be in, because once you get a fatty liver, the next step is to start to get scarring of the liver, cirrhosis, which is irreparable. Go so far down that road and you have end-stage liver failure. You've got about 3 to 6 months to live, basically. So if you start taking omega-3, you can start to reverse that. But you also need to stop drinking at the same time. Because if you just take omega-3, okay, you're going to get some benefit, but not enough to stop the damage of the alcohol. So there's kind of good news and not so good news in this, is that if you're considering quitting drinking, omega-3, get it in your diet straight away. If you've already quit, you can mop up some of the damage you've done with this amazing supplement. Like I said, not a doctor, not here to tell you what to do. Always do what your doctor says, but start doing some Googling, start doing some research on omega-3 and how it helps with chronic alcohol problems. It's fascinating, highly recommend it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of the Happy Sober Podcast.